Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon from the DCUO community with continued coverage of the Resurgence Mega Capsules. So right now it is April 1st, the end of April 1st, so we're a bit over a week into this promo, and this is going all the way up until April 18th, so we still have quite some time. And as you can see, I have a couple of these auras on display already. I actually have all of the ones that I want on the right alts, with the exception of the two most expensive ones, which are Spark for Electric and Scorching for Fire. So in this video, just like the others, we're going to go over the current trends. I always forget to mention like what server this is. This is the USPC PS server, so that's probably gonna kind of make a difference with the prices. I'm sure EU is probably trending in a similar way, but the prices aren't going to be quite the same. So right here you see the Gadget's aura, mechanized, as well as the glowing Green Lantern aura. So I actually wasn't sure if I was going to get the Green Lantern one, but it does actually look good. It looks better than I thought than what I thought about it when I showed the preview last time. So it does make a difference when you put it on the character that has the power. Okay, so let's take a look at the prices first. And I need to pull up the list. I did get used to most of these names, but there are still a bunch that I'm kind of not collecting because I don't have the characters of those powers. So when I checked most of the time, typically the fire aura will be far beyond the others, and then there's like a huge gap, and a very distant second would be the spark. So fire typically, this whole week it hovered around 20 to 25. I saw it as low as 15 million. We're talking about millions here. And then there's a huge gap all the way to about 5 to 7 for the spark, the electric aura. And then you have another big gap and pretty much have almost everything else hovering from the 1 to 3 million range. And then there's another gap, and then you have the nature aura, which is at the bottom. Like it's pretty much under 1 million. I've seen it as low as 500k. So let's take a look at where they are at this point in time. We'll say it's about a week and a half in. So yeah, this is pretty consistent. 24 was kind of like the mid to high, and 16 is pretty low at this point in time. But you know, we have like 17 days left, and also any capsule that drops on the last day of the promo is going to have a 14-day expiration, so it's possible that somebody opens it late. It could go up to 14 days past the promo date. So that's Scorching. Let's go ahead and take a look at Spark. So yeah, believe it or not, this is the second place one. I don't think any of the others are going to surpass this. There was a point where the ice one was kind of the same price as this, but the sparking one kind of jumped ahead. I actually didn't think that this one would do well because it doesn't show up like heavily, and there was some pretty bad feedback about it during the live stream, but yet people are getting this. I personally like this one very much. I think it's a great aura for both electric or a speedster, and my speedster happens to be electric. So let's take a look at Arctic. So it does drop lower than sparking, but the high is about the same. But you see most of these are around the 3 million mark. It's not too bad. But you know, over the course of the next 17 days, these will get at least a little bit lower. The Earth one I never looked at because I don't think I'm going to grab this one. I don't have a tune that really fits this, but this is at the lower end. You see it at 1.5 going to 2. But as I said in my previous video, if you are unable to get the Sandstorm aura, this is a great alternative for it. Much cheaper. I mean, if you're going for the Sandstorm, you're gonna pay this price for several of the collection pieces, and the last one's probably gonna be probably 20 to 80 million. So definitely go for this if you're Earth. Furious, I do have a Rage tune, but I decided not to grab this. Just didn't think it matched. But it is in that middle area where it's a 3 million to 7. That 20 at the top is overpriced. No one should pay that much for this. Nuclear is pretty much at the lower end of this, 1.4 to 2. And I did pick this up for my atomic tune. I think I got it for lower than this even. But this one didn't get a lot of good feedback after the live stream, but I still think it's a good aura because it does look like the quark gluon like dissipated. So it matches like when you're actually using your powers. But yeah, I can see why it's low because it's really specific to the atomic powers. You wouldn't pick this up if you were like one of the other powers. Like if you happen to have a costume of these colors, you probably still wouldn't pick this one up. It's just very atomic. Enigmatic for mental, I believe is at the lower end, and it is. Because I did pick one of these up on my Dark Celestial tune, because he has like one armory that was a little bit lighter purple than the power, and it was just cheap enough that I picked it up. I got it below 1 million though. So this is probably the lowest one we've seen. Looking at the highs and lows. Mechanized. This one kind of jumped up and down, but it is... I got it at the lower end. Again, lower than these prices here. But this one, it varies a bit more in price. I actually think this is one of the best ones, now that I applied all of these auras to some of my armories. I actually put this one up with fire as one of my favorites. And the glowing aura is also at the lower end. Sinister for Yellow Lantern. I don't have a Yellow Lantern, but I just picked it up for one of my armories, just because it happened to be yellow. Now I'm surprised these generic looking ones are lower, because I feel like they can be applied to way more characters than one specific two powers. So I'm talking about Enigmatic, Glowing, and Sinister. Like these are great alternatives to the plain auras of the same color. So Sinister is at the lower end. Temporal, I actually didn't look at. I imagine this would be at the lower end. Because this like atomic is very specific to the power. Very specific to quantum. Now, unless this drops like super low, like I'm talking about below 500k, I probably won't pick this up. Watchful for munitions is actually one of the lowest ones. But I really like this aura, because it looks like a shield. And I actually picked it up on like any characters that have like a green armory. So my Green Lantern also has this aura. So it's a nice cheap one to pick up if you happen to have a green outfit. Wild by far is the lowest. Although you do see a couple here for low, and all of a sudden there's a million. If you look at this enough, it will drop pretty low. Now this is not a bad looking aura. Like, it does match the nature powers. These are pulled from some of the nature powers that have like different colored leaves. But I think that the tech behind this, it's just not up to par with the others. I don't think there's anything they can do about it, because I mean, this looks like a remnant of the powers. That's just what it is. Now, Mystical, I think, was pretty high up there. It's kind of in the middle. Like, you don't see it at the 1 million mark yet. And this is the Sorcery one, which also pulls like assets from the powers. And I think it might be a bit too intense, so it doesn't look exactly like Circle of Protection and stuff. And I think the red circles are right on, but the purple part is a bit too thick. But I also picked this one up for my sorcery character. This one I think is pretty power specific. But red and purple, they kind of look good together, so I can see people having an outfit that's red and purple and not sorcery. Glorious for Blessed Celestial is, I don't know, this one is kind of lower to mid. Also pretty generic looking. Wicked I didn't really look at because I already have the Dark Flame aura on my Dark Celestial. But again, a good alternative if you were unable to get the collection. This is going to be much lower than trying to form that collection. Spark we looked at, and Surging was the last. Not many of these, but it's it's kind of in the middle. I expected this one to be higher. I mean, it looks like water. It just doesn't match like the water powers, because all the water powers are much lighter than this. So I don't know, maybe that's the reason why it's not higher. Okay, so I just wanted to go over that. If you compare that to last week, the prices are just a little bit lower, but you can see that the tiers are a little bit more apparent. Like, you see fire all the way up on top. I would say ice dropped down a little bit, and then you have electric in the middle. Most of the others are somewhat the same, and then you have nature all the way at the end. Alright, so let's unbox a few. As I also mentioned in my other video, the right time to open the capsules is now just when they have these Resurgence Mega promotions. Just because you're getting the 2 for free. So I'm going to be spending all these stabilizers that I stockpiled. Or maybe not all, like I'll spend like half of them. I think I probably had like 80 or something before. But I mean, I don't want to blow all of them because I'm sure there's going to be one of these in the future and I'll be stockpiling more fragments and stuff. I won't be spending any of these on the normal capsules anymore. I'll just work the broker for that. So have both of my accounts here and both have a lot of stabilizers. This is my premium account, and I actually had 2 of these boxes and I opened one by mistake, and it was the nature one, so unfortunately I rolled the cheap one out of that. But what I'm going to do with that is hold it, because I think these are going to be limited. Like the next Resurgence promo is probably going to have something else. So even though that's the low price one, it's still going to be limited and it will go up over time. It may not jump as high as the others, but it wouldn't be. I don't think it's smart to sell it now. Okay, so for the remaining one on this account, we got sparking. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. Now, if you want to make money at this point in time, you should actually be selling all of these, especially the high-priced ones. Like, you either sell it early or you hold it for like a year, several months to a year, and then sell them. But I just want to take care of like all of my alts first, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that. Okay, let me switch over to my other account so we can see the menus there. Alright, so we're back on the legendary account, and I switched one of my Green Lantern's costumes to show the Watchful Munitions aura. So it does still look good on a lantern, and this happens to be a techie Green Hornet outfit. So it looks like the munitions shield. Like after you use explosion, you kind of get this circular shield that uses this pattern. So like the atomic aura, it's as if the effect dissipated. But anyway, we're here to continue the unboxing. And I have 3 opened up here. So box number 1, we have the Earth Aura, so I'd say we lost out on that one. Glowing, that one's alright. Still trying to get the fire. And another sparking.
Why did you place that?
So this is not too bad. Like, you know, this is one of the low ones, and we have like the lower to mid, and then sort of the like sparking is one of the high ones, but because of the huge gap between this and fire, pretty much anything that's not a fire is a losing roll. But this is not too bad. I don't think I'm going to sell any of these at this point. I feel like I missed the boat to make a lot of money on these. So the next opportunity is going to be to hold these until there's less of them in the wild. Alright, that's it from here. I probably won't do one soon because I wanna collect some more aura boxes, which will probably happen towards the end of this. I don't think there will be too much activity after the 18th because I really don't see that many people opening the boxes, like, you know, holding the boxes and opening them 14 days after. I think most people will probably do it right away if they're going to open them at all. So I'll probably do something close to April 18th, that week there. But that's it for this report, about a week and a half in. Hope you're having good luck getting that fire aura. If you don't like it, I'm sure you'll like the money that comes with it. Alright, that's it from here. Thanks for watching.